Good afternoon, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me.
Good afternoon, sir. I can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear
Uh,
you.
Thank you very much. I was just reading the intro into what we do in Naviable Logistics. Basically, what we are into is we provide transport services for different companies. We are also into general consultant services, which is from providing drivers for different companies. It can be haulage or local vehicles. I'm talking about pickups and the likes. We also offer general business services like maintenance services. Our focus is basically on logistics and how to make it safer and smarter for different organizations. Part of what we've noticed in Part of what we've noticed in time past when it comes to logistics as a company is that there is a lot of gap when it comes to measuring some of these services. And that is why this is coming up. Uh, our intention is that at the end of the program, it is a 2 weeks program, which will span this weekend and next weekend. It is our intention to see that everybody gains something from this. However, if there is still a gap after this, we would not mind creating a one-on-one class for any participant that is interested. The one of the intention for the program is to spark a debate or spark that curiosity when it comes to Excel. We are going to be doing this, this won't be a one-time thing. We have the intention of doing more, not just Excel. There are different tools that is available for uh, logistics and fleet management, basically. Other services like Tableau, to Power BI, to ERPs. These are some of the things that we hope to doing in coming months. But presently, we are going to be starting with Excel, and there is no, I don't think there is a better person to help us look into this than our lead facilitator, Mr. Paul Oyelaron, who is my friend and brother. Let me quickly give an intro of who Mr. Paul Oyelaron is. Personally, I've known him for close to, I think, 3 years now, and he has done a lot in this space. Mr. Paul Oyelaron, more than just providing services or teaching people when it comes to Excel, he has also been like a community builder. Presently is a business data analyst with notable experience applying analytical tools and methodologies within logistics and fleet operations. His blend of technical expertise and advanced business training enables him to translate operational data into clear insights that supports efficiency, cost control, and strategic decision making. He has a strong foundation in data analytics, right, and Excel modeling, up to KPI interpretation and dashboard development. Mr. Paul brings a structured and practical approach to teaching. His sessions are majorly designed to help participants understand fleet metrics, interpret performance data, and apply analytics to real operational challenges. Mr. Paul will help to provide participants with a comprehensive and industry-relevant learning experience. I want to say we should put our hands together. You don't need to unmute. You can just use your emoji so that we can welcome Mr. Paul Oyelano. Please let me switch on my video so you can actually see who is talking. Yes, that is me. My name is Lukman Olaide. So thank you very much. So, Mr. Paul, thank you very much.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Let's confirm
yes,
you can hear me.
Good afternoon. We can hear you. We can hear you.
All right. Good afternoon. I'm glad to be here. And thanks so much, Mr. Olaide, for the introduction. It has been a nice experience working with you. And thanks for making my job easy. We're working together as well. Yeah, I'm glad to be here to to facilitate this section. It's promising to be great, right? I didn't prepare this slide because I wanted the class to be interactive as much as we can, and let's feel free to ask questions, right? If anything is looking like magic or mystery to us, right, let's feel free to raise up our hands or drop the question in the chat box, right? I want us all to make best use of this opportunity. It's free, but you can actually take it as if we paid for it. Most of the knowledge that I've gotten in this tech space has been majorly free, right? But I took it with all seriousness. Even after the class has ended, I'll still do personal learning, do further research on my own, right? So you can actually learn everything you wanted to learn, especially in this current world, at zero net, at zero cost. But if you're just able to put in the work, and that's why Mr. Lide and his team are able to put up this section as well for us. So let's say as a real opportunity to improve ourselves on the job, to improve our reporting skills, improve our operations, right? Like my HOD in TSL always says that what we cannot track, we cannot measure. What anything that you can now measure, that you can know how you can improve better on it. And that's where it comes in. I spent quite some, let me share my screen so that we can see data set to be working with. I spent quite some time in logistics space, right? I've been in B2B. I think I can see one of my friend, Mr. Lasukomi. Yeah, these are my great people who work together when I was in IB. I think I saw Mr. Shakiru too, right? Where people work together when I was in IB. I'm seeing Mr. Wahab too. So Mr. Wahab is a great person that was in TSL as well, right? So and others people that I've crossed paths with or that I'm unable to identify you, I really greet you and I sincerely appreciate the time we spent together, right? So that's just how it has been. We need data in logistics space to optimize the operation so that you can know what is going on. So that you not just be spending money or requesting, but all the costs you are incurring, it does not match in with the revenue, right? And that's where it comes in. You are setting targets. Are you fulfilling the targets? Why you not hitting the targets? What went wrong? It's until when there are data for around this, I can actually know what is wrong. Even might be blaming maybe external factors for something, maybe why we are not meeting targets. But we have, by the time we gather the data that we can gather from the internal, let me say internal source, which is from our own operation within our control, you can actually see that, oh, we even have some leakages, we even have some gaps that we can actually feel that have been beneficial to us, right? So that's what data help us to do. We don't just make data on assumption and let's just do it. Data drives every decision that we are making, right? Instead of we just making decision from past experiences or how it is going or what we feel like. Once we back every decision we are making with data, it helps us a lot. And as we know, logistic business is a slim profit margin. Like before you know now, your costs and your revenue, they're either at break even or your cost is already higher than your revenue. But if you are making some data driven, you can able to track your operations and know what is going on. And that's where this section is coming up. Another thing I will say before moving in is that no matter how little that we are going to share here is not enough. Even if we spend 20 hours, spend a whole year to do training for us, is not enough. The only part that comes in is no matter little that you can get from here, implement it on your own. Even though in your workplace, you are not implementing this, they are not bringing all this in place, right? Be the first person to initiate it. Oh, this is what I'm learning here. Implement it on your own. And that will make me to share one of my experiences I was in Ibadan. We're not using Power BI then. So I was learning Power BI. I will just take our repair and maintenance. I'm sure Mr. Sukome and Mr. Shakir can be witness. I'll just take the data from my repair and maintenance. I'll just put it inside Power BI. I will analyze the report. Then every week, I'll just be sharing all the fleet managers on their group. That, oh, this is how much you spent this week. This is how much you spent last week. that before you know, the report does be something like generally accepted. What I was just using like practice, right? So in summary, no matter little that we've done here, check your operation. Oh, where can I apply this? Or what can I be doing? That way you won't forget whatever you got in here. But if you just feel like, oh, because we are not using it, I don't want to do it. You there's high possibility that you're going to forget. And you know that logistics is a pressure field already. So 1 hour, 2 hours, if you did not practice it, you've already forgotten. Right? So that's just what I would say. Another thing is let's put our mind. Data with logistics is not as much as I know that we have to pursue driver, pursue technician, pursue department to get you this right. We can actually do it. Let's just manage our time. Let's put mind that I really want to learn this. Data analytics has come to a stage whereby every individual, every professional in logistics space, no matter how big or how small your data must be, you should be able to present it. Even though you have analysts in your department, you have analysts that you are working with, but you on your own, you should be able to say something about your what? About your data. Oh, this operation I'm managing. I'm the fleet manager, I'm the fleet personnel here. What can you say about your operation? So I should be able to have data, even if it is small, like I even able to show anybody. You need to. And that's why this section is here for us. Basic things that we need to know regarding our logistics and fleet operation. We are going to cover it, right? And I will just urge us, let's practice it in our little. If you have any challenges, let's feel free to reach out, maybe on LinkedIn. You can message me on LinkedIn, you can message me on WhatsApp, even though I'm quite busy, but you can actually leave the message. If there's anyone I need to jump on a call with anybody, I will definitely do so, right? I might not be able to attend all your questions, but the one I can, I will. And the one that maybe I need to do further research, I will as well, because I don't need to give people high hope that I can solve all your data problem. No. So when you bring it on, we brainstorm, we share ideas, we ask people around, right? So that's it. Let's have an open mind, and it's an edge for us. If you're applying for opportunities, then you can say, okay, well, I have data analytics to optimize my operation to do this. I'm data driven logistic professional. Because people know that average logistics are not even data driven. They're only just to drive operation. So if you are now blending yours with data, right, you definitely have an advantage. Definitely have an advantage, right? So as much as we proceed in our learning, I will also continue to share uh, um, more tips for us. So briefly, I'll just walk us through interface of Excel, right? So if you are not familiar with Excel, this is an opportunity for us. Somebody is raising up his hand, Mr. Goke. Do you want to say something, Mr. Goke Lawa? Do you want to say something? I think your hand has been up for a few seconds, so I said let me try to confirm. Do you want to say something? Okay, I think maybe that's a mistake. I hope you can all hear me. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, you can
We
lower your
can hear
hand,
you.
Mr. Lawal. All right, thank you. So I will just walk us through briefly through the interface of Excel, basic part that we need to know. The basic part that we need to know in Excel. I'll just walk us through before we now deep dive to the core parts of it, right? This is the data set we'll be using, right? And in case you've not used Excel before, once you install anything called Microsoft Office, once you install Microsoft, it comes with your Excel. Inside this Microsoft Office, we have Word, PowerPoint, Outlook, Calendar. All those applications are already there. So once you install that, you have your Excel. All what you just need to do is that what? Just search for Excel on your system like this. Excel is going to come up like this, right? Then you open it. So once you open your Excel, this is what you are going to see, a new page like this. This is what it's going to see. So every of your daily activities, you can actually be tracking it on your own. Maybe when a truck leaves the workshop or leave your warehouse, you can start tracking it. What's the driver number? You can start keeping them here, right? This place is where you can rename the sheet. Let's say, for example, this one is trip log, right? So we have a survey there. We call it trip log. So every time a vehicle leaves the warehouse, right, we capture it. So let's say, for example, this is our trip, right? So which means that every data you are going to be capturing here is going to be for your trip, right? You can create more sheets by clicking here. This place, let's say maybe this place is repair. You can create this place repair, right? So in other details that we have in here, I will still show us through as well. You know, every details relating to repair now. Date that the repair happened, location that the vehicle broke down, why, where was the fourth category, right? I'm sure we all know the suspension issue, braking system, electrical system, right? You put it there, plate number of that truck, right? Maybe driver name if you need it, driver complaint, right? You can put status so that you can know when that truck is leaving, when that truck has not left. Then you can put maybe the date that that truck left the workshop, right? So that why is this place key is that you can calculate the date that that truck entered the workshop and when that truck left. Why is this part critical for us to? That will still walk us through, but I just need to explain in case we are not familiar with all these things at all, right? We can start keeping this record on our own. That's what I'm actually transfers to go so low to this extent. Reason why being that if a truck from on the 1 to on the 10 means that that truck spent 9 days. You cannot check the issue that they are fixing that truck for. Does it worth 9 days? No, it does not worth 9. They cannot try to probe maybe your workshop or your technician. Why is that this truck spent 9 days? They can tell you there is no spare parts. Why is there no spare parts? They say procurement did not buy. You can engage procurement manager. Why we have sales target? Because the reason why most of us might not be meeting our target might not even be from us. But because we are not checking this data, we allow our manager, the management to be blaming us. Whereas it's this thing, because your truck that should have gone out to bring revenue for you has been idle for many days, right? So you can say, why is it not so? Why is it? Then you meet finance, right? You ask with your HOD, oh, this is why, this is. Then they can fast track and say that no truck should be spent more than 48 hours in the workshop, except for critical issues. With this, you'll be able to achieve your time. But if you are not tracking where your vehicle entered the workshop and where your vehicle left the workshop, you won't be able to know that it's actually workshop that is actually delaying. You won't even know maybe it's procurement that is even affecting your spare parts, or maybe finance is not even giving approval, or maybe it's the vendor that is not supplying. Then you can advise that they get on that vendor or work with more than two vendors. If one is not responding within certain day in your purchase order also, or LPO they call it, you can shift it to another person to get. By that, you're able to meet your target. But if you are not tracking some of all these things, you won't be able to know. You can track up to your fourth categories. Oh, why are we having brake system on a week? We have 5 last week. We have six. Is it that technician not fixing it very well? Or is it because of the road? Or is it because of the spare part? These are when you start tracking. You can know, you can even know which particular business unit is common. Maybe due to their nature of operation. You can know. So when they ask you why your vehicle breaking now, why your vehicle breaking now, you will have something to say. Oh, maybe this is the road terrain, maybe driver handling due to this, due to that. You're able to say something, right? So this way, this is how you can do it, right? We have a place here whereby you can save. You know, this is a new file now. I've typed all these things that I want to be capturing the data for my vehicles on daily basis now. You can start, you can save it, right? You can save your work here. You can save it on your system. You see where you can save, right? Then you can choose the folder where you wanted to where you wanted to save it, right? That's that part, right? If you have saved the file and you want to work on it, let's say maybe you work on the file today, then you want to continue tomorrow, you can come to open. You can see this open. Then once you click open, open is going to show you all your file that you've done, right? And you can go to the folder you have it. Let's say, hello, are we together? Are we all together? Am I making sense to us?
Yes, sir. We are together.
All right. So let's say, for example, you
Yes.
save it inside a folder now. Let's say, for example, this is my folder that I saved my work. I can easily come inside this folder now. Just double click it. Bam, bam. It will open your Excel for you. So with that, that's the basic thing that we need to know to save documents and all. Yeah, you can rename, you can add sheets, right? Excel have up to 1 million, I think 104,000 rows or 104 something. Let's see. Yeah, Excel has 1 million rows. So you can keep on capturing every day, every day. It will not fill up, right? So this is its part here. So next thing that I feel we need to know before we move on is we have cut and copies. So let's say, for example, you manage different business units. Let's say, for example, you are the fleet manager in charge of company A, which is your third party that you are working with, you're also in charge of company B. So this same thing now that you want to work, you want to replicate it for them too. Let's assume that this sheet I open now is for company A. Now I want to do for company B. Instead of you going to that company B or to start typing, you can actually copy this here, right? Copy it. Let's assume that this is the new sheet for that one. You can paste that one here. This copy. So copy, what copy does is that it's not going to take away, it's not going to remove from where you are bringing it. It's going to duplicate it. It will exist in both places. But the other way around is the what? Is the cut. Cut will move that work for me. Just like you are relocating, you are staying in number 5 at Janle Koko, but now you are now moving. You know that you are going to move on your house. That's exactly what cut is. Then you have paste. Both of them, whatever you cut, whatever you copy, you can paste them. You can see the control on them. So I use Control S, Control C rather, Control C, then I use Control V, which is this paste. So in case you've not mastered that formula, you can see it here. Let me try it and see now cut. So once you see perform a reaction, you see this sign hovering over your, should I say your self value now? Also means that it's ready for action. If you go to where you want to paste it, maybe I want to paste it, then I'll click it, then I'll paste it. Can you see it has moved from here? This is cut. If it is copy now, this is copy now. Then I say, okay, paste it here. Then I click. Can you see now? That's the difference between copy and what? And paste. Are we together? Are we getting something? Right? Okay. So we have something here to call format painter. What is the work of this format painter? This format painter is to make our work, our formatting very, very easy. When we are doing it, let me show us what I'm saying. Here we have a color. I'll still show us briefly. This way I'm doing this is for anybody that is not familiar with Excel before, so that we all be on the same page. So the class can be free and simple for us, all right? So we have this here. Then I want this color here to be on this one too. So what I just going to do is what I'm just going to click this format painter. Come here and paste. I just do like this. You can see automatically it's going to have that color, right? So that's just it that we just need to know. So this one, what does this one does that instead of me trying to be doing all those formatting and because I've done it for one, I can just duplicate whatever that I formatted and paint it here. Let me show you what I'm saying. Let's for example, you can see this one. I've increased the font to be 28. Where this one is what 14. So if I want to copy all these entire format that I've done this, I just need this like this, then rub it on this one. Can you see? Then has applied it. This is how format painter. So here is where you can change your font, right? You can change the style of your work, right? Bold. If you are dealing with an header, let's say for example now, you are capturing repair something, right? This is like an header, repair portal or something. I don't know what we can call it wherever we are working. So you need it to be bold. You click bold here, right? Which I'm sure some of us should be able to do some of this, but I will still take my time to do it. Then we have something here. This one is italics, just to make it slight, like we're doing nearest a meaning during the days in schools, right? So that's what that part is all about. So underline, if you want to underline it, maybe you do total. Maybe the money is 56,000. You want to underline it, so you can use this one here to underline it, right? So we have something here called border. So border is just like when you serial number, where you have a template, right? Serial number, let's say like a date. Let me use this date that I've done here. So let me use this date that I've done here. Right. So let's say for example I've done this there. I want to be capturing my data inside. I will need to come here and put my all border so my work can be neatly captured. So not that you want to capture location for this one, you are going to mistakenly capturing it here. So this border helps you to see your work on a straight line. Right? Your work is well arranged and is well structured. Are we getting me, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Hello. Okay, if any part is not clear, please let me know. Let me know. So here is the color. I'm sure you've seen now I've done the yellow here. So I don't want to take much time so that You can cover good here. So here is where you can change the font color. So if your company is maybe white and blue, so you can try to be working with the company color, right? So that your company should not be green, then you'll be using yellow. Though it depends, but if any color you are okay with. But if you want to work with your company color, you can actually work with it that way. Right. So paint it color yellow here. Then you can come here. If you are not seeing any color that you like, you can see it here. Then can come anywhere you are seeing small arrow beside your exam means that there is more. If you click what you can see here, that is the color that is going to apply. Just like I'm having this border here. But see small arrow here shows that there are many things. You can change the color of that border itself. A lot of things can be done, right? Which time will not permit me to be showing us, but we can play around it on our own. These are various styles that you can do. See this one now. It's giving it thick outside border. So like this template now, I can apply something like this there. That you can see now the border outside here now is not thick, right? So if I'm doing something, let's say for example, I'm capturing the data for fuel. I'm capturing a data for transit breakdown, right? I can decide to demarcate them. So in case I'm just trying to share us practical side of how it's being done, so that I'm just trying as much as possible to be practical with us, right? So I can use this to demarcate it, right? Then I can give this place maybe color yellow, then give this place another color. So with this place now, if you are seeing my data now, you know that these two now they are separate, right? These are the style that you can, because you can have your data batch in different places. Maybe one is for trips, maybe one is for that one, right? With this demarcation now, it will be clearing to anyone that any data here now is fuel, anyone here is transit, right? Are we all good? Any questions so far?
You are right, sir.
Oh, all right. All right. Thank you. So here is where you can increase the font. Like I said, not all of us can, not all of us can see something that are tiny. So ensure that you are looking, you can increase your font here. Right. And always tell people, always build from your manager perspective. If your manager say this yellow is not good, change it, change it. You are not the one using the reports. I get what I'm saying? Because your manager say, oh, can you change this color? Change it. It's your manager that wanted to use it. Change it. Don't build and say you must use that yellow. I'm the one that designed this thing. Cannot come here and be dictating for me. I know it can be. They are not using me before now. They want to be controlled. Just do it. That's how you can shine at work. That's how you can grow. I always tell people as well that any innovation you bring to your workplace, you are not helping the organization. You are helping yourself 90% more, because when you leave the organization to a higher place, those things go with you. Those are what you are going to use to sell yourself elsewhere. Oh, what do you do where you have been working before? I led this, I pioneered this, I started this in my place, right? So that's just how it is. I take feedback from my manager to what person, this person is an attentive person. This person takes to correction. People tend to be like logistic people are hard people to talk to. They are like that. But if you tell them I listen to my manager and I modify the report, the person will pick that CLM as this person only listen to me. This person is a team player, right? So that's where all these things comes in. So yeah, from the name there, if you hover your mouse on anything in Excel, even if you don't know the Excel, if you hover your mouse here now, it will tell you what it does. You can see the intelligence of the label. You can see top align. You can see this place now. It's telling us what left. This place is telling us center. So what does it do? Let's check. This one will move your work center. Can you see? It move your work to the right. This one move your work to the left. Can you see? This one here, let me show you the effect. Effect comes in when you merge like two cells. There are situations I might not be able to be painting all the situation because of time actually. I might not be able to paint, but let's just play. When the time comes for us to apply, we just be able to pick it. You can see here now, you can say align down. Can you see? Then you can move it to the left. You can see. So you can say align this way, right? You can say align to the middle. Can you see? So it depends on anyone that we're actually working with. But mine just to show us, right? what we can do. So here is merge. So it comes to a time place that you merge cells. Let's say, for example, now I'm creating a repair log. Let's say, for example. So sorry. So let's say, for example, this is my repair log. Know that this repair log now is supposed to spread up to here. So anybody that see this thing and they can say that it's for here. So what I need to do is that what I will highlight it from here. Then click merge and center. Can you see now it's now in the center of the I can now increase the font. Right? So if you want to change the color, I think I've shown us how to change the color, right? You can change the font color here, white. If you have your company logo, you can bold it, anything you want to do, I've shown us, right? So let's just try as much as possible to practice, right? So I think that part is key. This wrap test, I'm not sure we need it. Wrap test is just for if your text is beyond your rule. Let's for example, you can see now that this text here now, it has exceeded this column K, is already entering a column L. So you can click it and say wrap text. So wrap text is going to force it to be inside a single cell, right? That's what it does. But if you know that you can expand, you can actually expand by coming here, right? You can do that or double click here. Any questions so far? If you have any question, please feel free to ask questions. Feel free to call my attention and are able to do so. So yeah, I will just be talking main part that is very key here. Maybe when we start doing our analysis, I'll talk about that part. The part that is key here is that wherever you are dealing with money, always format it. So if I'm putting something like 5,000 here now or 500 now, this 500 now means many things. I can say it's 500 naira. I can say it's 500 trucks. I can say it's 500 cartons. I can say it's 500 pieces. I can turn that 500 to different. But if I put dollar here now, are we going to call these 500 trucks? Are we going to call these 500 trucks? Let's talk, everybody.
No.
Exactly, because we can all see the dollar sign already compared to where there is no 500. Yeah, that's where the formatting comes in. So wherever you are preparing your report, if something is 10,000 naira, show it that it is in money. Don't just leave 10,000 naira there like this and say it's 10,000. No, except maybe at the top, or maybe if you are working at the top, you cannot put maybe amount, right? Maybe you cannot do maybe amount. And so anybody seeing it now, we know that okay, the money you are talking about is in naira. But if not, you can actually put naira. And how do you put your naira? You come here. What did I tell us about this small drop down arrow? Who can tell me what did I call it? What did I call it for us?
For being to have the
More,
more, there are more.
more
Yeah,
options.
exactly, more options. So I'm going to click it. You can see now they are going to go to more because I'm looking for naira sign and not yet. So I'm going to click for what? More accounting format. Like when I go to my accounting format, I can just go to currency. Either currency or accounting, they are the same thing. Just that, okay. So I'm going to use currency. Accounting is already showing here. So I will show accounting. I will use this second to show us accounting so that you can see the difference, right? So because when we know how and why, we know when to use them. I don't want us to cram Excel. So I'll be looking for Naira. You be seeing Naira is you can see Naira as Edo, Fulani, Hausa, right? Anyone you click here, anyone. And I click here. If you want decimal points, you leave it at 2. If you don't want, you can erase it and put 0, right? Then click OK. Can you see? So this is the difference between currency and accounting. So the one above here, this $500 here is the accounting style. This accounting format it is. This naira here is the currency type. So anyone you are using, you are okay. Is that fine, everybody? Right? So briefly on that thing that is very critical for us to know, right, before we move on, is conditional formatting. So I'll just use conditional formatting briefly for us. So let's say, for example, we have some repair costs, random numbers. So I'll just pick random numbers. Please, if you are following me, let me know. If you have any question, let me know, right? So I just want to show us how we can use How you can use random number, right? So let me say from 5,000 to 80,000. So just to pick a number randomly. So I just want to pick a number randomly. So yeah, so just random now. So let's say, for example, these are our repair costs. All right, these are our repair costs. You can use conditional formatting to what? To format it. So what is conditional formatting? At first, like, oh, any value that met this criteria, this is what should happen. This is how you should look. Oh, if you are greater than 10,000, this is how you should be. You should be color yellow. You should be color blue. If you are not greater than 10,000, you should be color green. You should be color purple. That's what conditional formatting is all about. Once you met that criteria, then do this. If not, nothing should happen to you. That's what conditional formatting is all about. So conditional formatting helps us to signal. Just like now, if I paint this place color red, most of us, even without telling us, we already know the meaning of color red, right? If I paint something color green, or I paint something color, we already know what color green means, right? Exactly. That's just how a conditional command comes in. For example, if you are dealing with maybe targets, maybe you are tracking trips, maybe you are tracking your trucks that has gone on 5 trips, 7 trips now. You don't want to know anyone that has gone on 3 trips. So if you say green should be for 3 trips stock, which means anytime you see color green, you know that that truck has gone to what? It has done 3 trips. If you see color yellow, you know that it has done maybe 1.5 trips. If you are seeing color red, means that maybe that truck has broken down more than 5 times. That's where conditional formatting comes in. Am I making sense to us, everybody? Am I making sense to us?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Any questions so far? Any question? Mr. Sheriff, any question? Okay. Mr. Corey, what is your question, sir? Okay. Thank you. I think that's the feedback, right? So we can use conditional formatting to do that because these are simple things that we need to know. I know Excel. It's not just I can write formula. I can do this. I always tell people, do you know Excel? Not just that I can write formula, I can do this, I can just these small things are things that make us to say I can use Excel. And you don't need to know advanced Excel, considering your logistic profession. Just simple part of it is okay for you. The analyst will be dealing with the advanced part, your own small things that you can do, able to put it together and get your work done. So formatting here, basic one that concerns us more is this highlight. This highlight part is one that concerns us more, and maybe this top. Yeah, I mean maybe this top too concern. I'll just show us that top. So what does it have in this highlight? If value is greater than, what should happen? If value is less than, let's say for example, now I want to track maybe less than 20,000 here. So I'm just going to come here and say greater than 20,000, less than 20,000. Between means what? Between two numbers, between 20,000 and 30,000, right? Equals to, if it's equals to 10,000 naira, right? Text that contain, maybe you want to highlight by your business unit that you are managing. Let's say you have company A or customer A, customer B. So you want to give customer A different color. You want to give customer B different color. That's when you make use of this, right? This is duplicate. This is date recurring. We won't need this in logistics, so I won't be talking around. Duplicate example. Now you want to be able to know, oh, who are the trucks that have gone out more than 2 times, or which truck have what broken down more than once twice, or something. I want to know trucks that have, the example what I'm saying here is, if I'm capturing my repair here, this truck JV7 broke down today, maybe on the 9th. I don't want to take much time, so I'm just trying to manage our time, right? The next thing again, this same truck again, right? Broke down. It broke down again, right? This is 3 times. You know that you have like maybe 400 trucks, 20 trucks that you are managing. It will be difficult for you to know how many times that this truck has broken down. But you can use this what? Alight duplicate here to know that truck that has broken down, which means that any truck that is being alighted as color green, color purple, means that what? It has broken down more than once, or maybe it has gone on trip more than once, or maybe it has collected fuel more than once, or you get, depending on whatever criteria that you just want to use, right? You can use this conditional formatting, this duplicate here to do it. And I will try as much as possible to show us right? Little things around it, right? A lot of things come in place in this that once we start applying, we will learn it too. And what am I saying? Example, KLY76. So particular driver was driving this truck before, but they now gave this truck to another driver. Let's say this person is driver A. This same truck now gave it the same truck to what? To driver B. It occurs very well. I think we call it reassign or something, right? If at the end of the day now, if you are marking duplicate for this, it's going to indicate for you. But if you are marking duplicate for here, it's not going to show. Because why? It's the same truck, but different driver. So if you are applying duplicates, ensure that you are using the right column to mark it so that you're not going to be penalizing the wrong person. Let's say, for example, I want to track willful damage, like we track in TSL. If I'm tracking willful damage, I can track willful damage as per truck. I can track willful damage as per driver. Because why? This driver B here now might have willful damage like 5 cases, but for different vehicle. But those vehicle might be what? Might be one cases and it will not show. But that driver is going to appear multiple times. Because why? Driver B spoiled, had damage cases on vehicle B. Driver B had on vehicle 2, vehicle 3. So this driver is going to be flagged, but this truck is not going to be flagged because they are separate trucks. So if you're applying duplicates, ensure that you are using the right column. I don't know if anybody got what I just said here. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, we understand.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So let's just practice the conditional form and then we'll move on to yeah. So this one here, let's for example, I want to say for value greater than 20,000. So this is my 20,000. Just type it there. You can see that it's automatically giving a color red. You can come here, it's going to give a color green. You can see now those that made the criteria. If peradventure the color that you wanted to use is not here, what do? Click this drop down here, go to custom format. You can see custom format here. Then go to fill. All these ones are things that you can actually apply on it, right? But I'm just showing us the part that we just need. On our own, we can do all those further reading. Like maybe want it to be color this. Let's say I need more color. Maybe I want it to be color this color, right? I'm clicking OK, right? That's the color I picked. Maybe I want the font color too. I can change the color. I want the color to be color this, right? This color that I'm selecting now is not in that face. I'm the one that is formatting this to my taste. Then I click OK. You can see now it's color that is not picking. Can you see? So this same thing goes on for less than, between, equals to, and up, right? We can learn it. This conditional formatting was what I use for vehicle documents. If you always track vehicle documents, now maybe you want to know a vehicle that has expired, it should be color red. You want to know a vehicle that is 30 days to expiration, you can use it. I want to know vehicle that is greater than 30 days, right? You can, let's just do it so that I'll not talk abstract, so that we can all learn. 30 days from now, let's say December 25, right? So let me say December 25, 12/25, because I know some of us might be dealing with vehicle documents, so I don't want to just assume that we know it, right? So let's say 1/1/2025, right? 1/1/2025, which means January, which means this particular vehicle document now it has expired. This one now it has not expired, right? Then let's say next week, today is what? Today is 23 now. Let's say 13 November, right? 11/13/2025. Let's say 13 November, right? These are the 3 documents that are maybe roadworthiness or so. I'm just trying to share this with us so that we can implement. So in case you want to know, oh, how can I be tracking my vehicle documents too? You can apply something like this. So I'm going to highlight it. First thing first, if you want to do anything in conditional format, is that what? Highlight it, what you want to do, or you select it. If it's only this one that you want to do, select it. But if you have more, you highlight. And how do you highlight is that you double click, but you not take your hand off the second time, right? See now, pam pam, but I did not take my hand off. So the second one was one I used to drag it down, right? So I'm going to come here now. I want to show us how to track it. I'll say greater than, if it's greater than today, right? Greater than today. So I'm going to put today formula here. Today formula in Excel will just extract today's date for us, right? Greater than today, right? Then I'll say it should be color green. Can you see now? Greater than today is already color green. Can you see? It's already color. This one is not color. Who can tell us why this one is not color green? Who can tell us? Who can tell us?
Because it has expired.
How do you know that it has expired?
Not greater than today.
Eh? I can't hear you.
I
The
think
date
because
is not greater than today.
Exact grade is not greater than today. I'm here looking at it too. It's January and we're already in November. So it's already less than today. So that's why it's not being printed. So now let's continue. So that's for greater than today for expired one, right? We now want to know those that we expire within now and 30 days, right? Within now and 30 days. So I'm going to come here and say is equals to today, right? That I'll say today's plus 30 days. Today will just get us today's date. You know that is automation that we are doing. So as date goes by, it will keep on changing. And say today plus 30 days. So if you are trying to do schedule maintenance, this is what you do too. If you achieve your maintenance today now, maybe I want to calculate next 30 days that this truck is going to come for maintenance. What date should it be? You can use something like this to calculate those days ahead, right? You can use it to calculate those days ahead. So when you see color yellow, you know that that truck now is already due for what? For maintenance. You can inform the driver, or maybe you personally will know, then can tell that truck to come around for what? For preventive maintenance, right? So I can say yellow, it should be yellow, right? Then click OK. Can you see now? This one, this time around now is not here because why? It's 7 days. Today is 23. The other date is what? Next week is 30 days. So which means that 7 days is still within 23. Do we get it? Right? So let's do for expired now. Then for expired, it will be less than today, right? If it's less than today, it should be automatically red, right? Then I can say less than today. Can you see now? Then I click OK. Can you see? So if I change this one, I say 2026, let's see what will happen. Can you see? I change to color green. If I change this one now and I say 11:30, or I change it to 3, automatically become red. So this is the way that you can apply your conditional formatting. You are tracking this same style that I use, and I can use to track your driver license, vehicle. You can use it for your preventive maintenance. So you want to know vehicles that are due in the next 30 days, vehicles that are already due, so you can do it, right? Yeah, I think to the best of my knowledge, I think this part that we need. So let me just show sort and filter. All these part are, they are not too key, but let me still show us. Let me see our time. Okay, 4 o'clock. So once I'm done, let me just do us something small. So what we'll do, what this place does here is that in case you are capturing a vehicle, right, but you mistakenly omitted, let's say for example, let me just ignore 1, 3, 4. So you notice that you miss number words, you miss 2, and you want to do 2, and you notice that my data is really much every year, and you don't want to change, you don't want to cut and paste anyhow, but you need number 2 to come in between. What do you need to do? Just so you can highlight it, right? You can just highlight it like this, then come here, then do insert, then can do what? Shift right, shift down, shift entire row, entire column. But all you need is what? Shift down. Just do shift down. Can you see? Then can put in your number 2. It does not affect anything that you've been doing before, right? So that's that part. So the other part here is sort and filter. I'm going to be using the main data set to explain the sort and filter. So when you talk about sort and filter, just to arrange things in descending order, ascending order, which is what? Highest to the lowest, lowest to the highest. Ascending order is lowest to the highest. Why descending order is what? Highest to the lowest. Example, A to Z, 1 to 10. Descending order is what? Z to A, 10 to 1. Right? So how do you bring in the sort and filter here? Just click here, then click filter. Before you can sort, you need to have filter. You see now, I've added, so once you've added your filter, this is what you see here. You see this sign. So from this sign, you can now start to filter. Let's say, for example, I want to see a particular truck, right? And just do like this and check here. So what I did here now is what? I filter. This is what we call filter. This is not sorting. This is filter. Because why? I have like 20 trucks, but I only want to see the record for one. I will only filter to that particular truck I wanted to see. This is how it is, right? Then, if I want to do sort, now let me now show us what sort is now. You can do sort like this, A to Z, Z to A. I can do like this, A to Z. It's going to arrange that. Can you see now? 109, 109, 109, 1. You know, it's like a trip log. So there's possibility you are going to see duplicates because you can give a truck fuel now. If the truck is even done that very day, we still collect another fuel. They can come back in the next 4 days, still collect another fuel. So there is huge possibility of you seeing duplicate because why it's just like an attendance. You always have duplicates. You can withdraw in your bank 9 a.m. By 3 p.m. again, you can go to bank and withdraw, right? You can go to bank and withdraw. So that's what the sort and filter, that's what it does. Where do we use sort and filter in this space is that if you run some analysis, let's say you run on fuel collection, or maybe you run analysis on vehicle that visited the workshop high, then you want to know which of the truck even came high, right? Which particular truck actually have the highest number. At the end of the day, you will need to sort it. So if you are seeing 10, then you can easily now trace it down to, oh, which particular truck is that truck, right? That's just what it means. Everybody, what I've done so far is, are we all clear? Before we move on to the practical side of it, I just try to walk us through some parts in as well. Are we all good? Any questions so far before we take a step further now? I feel the introduction I've given us, I think
Yes, we are clear about it, but the conditional formatting is a little bit tricky.
It's okay. So let me go back. So it's not actually difficult. So I'm having 3 dates. Let me remove the conditional formatting and do it afresh. Okay, Mr. Jacob, you want to say something? Let me clear the rules. Right. So Mr. Jacob wants to say something. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Everybody.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah, good afternoon. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Okay, mine is a question that I want to ask to you. I don't know. Can I go
What?
ahead? Okay, I said I want to ask a question too.
Okay, yes, please ask so that we can treat them together.
Okay, thank you very much. So my question is, if I sort out this thing, I filter data on Excel, and I also have some merge cells in the filter data. Is there a way I can then copy a range of cells, including the merge cells?
So if you met cell, so there is a way around merge cell. So maybe I should show us, though, because I don't want to go deep, right? It's not every time you merge cell. Let's say, for example, now this place now, I merge the cell. I can actually do this. What you can see, I can actually achieve this without merging cell, right? And let me show. Let's say, for example, I merge it now, but I want this thing to be in the middle, right? How do I do it without merging cell? I can highlight it here, right? Come to this place, do the drop down here, right? You can see center cross selection, right? Then I can click OK. I didn't mesh cell here, and I still achieve my. Can you see each ball stands on its own? Can you see? And this is still in the middle, right? So why am I showing you this is that because I think that mesh cell comes when you merge cell to even filter mesh cell is even difficult, right? I think. it's even difficult to sometimes to do for base cells. So if you can adopt this approach so that you are not going to mess cell, so that your copy and paste will be seamless, right? You can do it. But let's try and see. Let me go back to what we have earlier before, which is this mesh cell. If you try to copy all this cell, let's for example, this is what we filtered. I'll try to copy it at the end of the day. I think we should not have any issue. Yeah, I think we should not have any issue. Then I paste it here. Yeah, we don't have any issue still. So I think whatever you've made, you are copying and pasting, you should not have any issue then. Is it fine, Mr. Jacob?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Sorry.
So I think we should not have issue with merge. Yeah. The only issue that when merge comes in is if you're uploading your work to an ERP, that's where some challenges coming, or your data is feeding ERP, but IT team is going to inform you that you should not merge and I think that's just the part that is critical. Right. So let's proceed. Okay, yeah, sorry, conditional formatting. I've forgotten. So this is the example. We have two things that we want to do. We want to do two things about to expire. Who is the person that asked that question? Can I see the person about to expire less than or equals to 30 days? Can the person signify? Somebody said this conditional format was not clear the other time. Who is the person? Oh, nobody. Should I skip it? Somebody said this conditional format was not clear to him the other time.
Yes, I was. I was the one that.
So I'm calling you. It's because of you we are doing this. So I need your attention. So this is the first criteria. We are about to expire less than 30 days. Right before your procurement will get approval from finance. Before finance will give procurement money. Before procurement will give the vendor. Right, because I know most companies now source this particular area in logistics operation. Right. So let's say within 30 days it should be ready. So that is for about to expire. The next one, if it has expired, it will be less than today's date. Right? Here, say for example, today is 23 now, and the document is going to expire on the 22nd, which means automatically this document has expired. Why? Because it's already less than today. That is why I'm saying less than today. Yeah. Okay. But if it has not expired, if it is greater than 30 days, right, which is today plus 30 days, means that document have not expired. Plus 30 days, like not expire. Am I clear? Is this scenario that I've painted, is it clear to us? Is it clear to the person that asked question particularly? So now what I've done here now is what I want to format. I want to put conditional formatting now to meet it. Right? I've drafted what I wanted to do. Now I want to put it inside conditional formatting now. And that's what I'm doing here. So I can highlight here, right? Then come to this, can I move this, Mr. Jeremiah? We are trying to admit you. So I'm going to come here. First one, anyone you do is fine, right? Greater than. I'm going to come and do greater than. I will say greater than today plus 30 days. Initially when I did it, I not even do maybe greater than 30 days or something, because I was just showing us them. I can say today plus 30 days. Then it should be color green. Right? Can you see color green? Then click OK. This way is greater than 30 days. That's why it's showing us color green. If you calculate the numbers of days here, and there is a formula for that too, right? Though it's because that's the question. Gradually we'll be getting there, sharp. End dates. End date can be, let's say, these dates, right? Comma, then our start date. Our start date is today. I think I've told us today that today we extract today's dates, right? You can see now this is 33 days. And the condition that we set is what? 2 days plus 33 plus 30 days. So which means that this is why it is color what? Color green. It's greater than today plus 30 days. That's why this is color green, right? For today function to be clear to us, we have something called is equals to today so that we can see it. We have this. Can you see? 1122. So I've done for this one, right? So I want to do for this one now, or I want to do for anyone you do is fine. Then I'm going to go to my Mr. Jeremiah, we are setting, I don't know. I don't want to ignore it because I cannot click my snow soon. I won't be able to see it. I hope somebody can be helping us to admit people in, because if I click this sign, I won't be able to see it again. Is that fine? We need somebody helping us to check the lobby area so that
Okay, no problem,
can.
I will do that.
All right, thank you. So I will close this so it won't show up on my screen. So come here. I want to do for expire now. Expire is what? When it's less than today. So I just say less than is equals to today. Right? So if you want to do your criteria less than today by 4 days, you want to do less than today by 10 days too. Depends on any criteria you want to do, right? It should be red. Can you see now? This place is red because today is November 23, but this one here is November what? November 3. So it has expired. I hope the person that asked this question, I hope you are following me now, right?
Yes, I'm following.
So I want to do for about to expire now. So the about to expire, I'm going to tweak this one I'm having here now to, let's say, December 25, right? 30 days from now. That should be November 30. So let me put November 30, right? It's within 30 days, November 30, which is next week. So it's within 7 days. So, and I'll be changing this one to 2025. So one day, you can see now this one now has moved from color green. Then I will highlight it. Then I'll go and do conditional formatting. Then I'll do between, because I want to check between today and next 30 days. So it's between. I'm not doing less than or greater than this time. So I'm going to say if it's equals to today, then today plus 30 days equals to today plus 30. Right? What color should it be? Then I can say color yellow. And I click OK. That's why it's now giving me color yellow here. So if you change it now to color 2026, it will change to color green. So if you reach tomorrow, it will keep on counting like that, because why? We tied it to today's function. So anytime you just want to come and filter now, let me put filter here so that we can see. Let me just put dates here. That's why I showed us filter the other time. You can now filter to, I want to see my document that have expired. You can come here and filter to color. Can you see now? It show you color. If we are doing for, let's say, 2025 back, right, so that we can able to learn. If I'm doing for, I want to renew my documents, and which document should I renew? You can filter to color yellow. You already know the meaning of your color yellow. Then I can do filter to color yellow. So these are what you will now copy, that we now send to, I don't know the unit that does it in our in each of our company, right? But when our TSL is procure, we forward it to procurement department. The procurement department will handle it up, right? So whatever department, this is what you just copy. Then you paste it on another sheet. Then you save it. That was how I showed us how to save the other time. Then you can now save it and say, and this is the document that are going to expire in October, which is 30 days from now. So, which means that they should start the processing, right? Then you can keep on following up. Am I clear? Any question?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for asking. Okay. So let's move on to the data sets. Who can tell us, may looking at these data sets, who can tell what is the data set about? Who can tell us what's the data set about? Who can tell us? Somebody show me. This is how we learn. Oh. If you've not been seeing data set before, this is how we learn. We are trying to switch to managerial level, regional supervisor. These are where we can actually test our skills. Okay, when questions like this comes up, let's look at the data. What kind of data can we say this data is? What kind of data?
Statistics.
Nobody, we are 30 on the call. Nobody can tell us that this is what this data is all about.
Truck tracking data.
Eh? I can't hear.
Truck tracking data.
Truck tracking data. Okay, truck tracking data. Okay, thank you. This person is speaking, but I can't hear. Who else have another suggestion?
Like you said, truck tracking data that captures both starting from the startup up to delivery and also coming back.
Yeah. So this data is actually robust, right? How do you know it's a tracking data? First thing I always tell people is that when you receive data like that as a logistic professional, I know we are operation person, right? We don't know much about data, and that's why we are here. Take a few seconds, maybe 10 seconds, examine the column that since it is our field, we definitely understand what it means. You see loading, you see dispatch, you see expected delivery. You've already connected these 3 dates here. You already connected what, okay, this is when the truck is leaving. Then you came to another place, you saw loading, right? You saw way B. So that this is when is what, when it carried the item. The data showing us here now is different from what we are seeing here, if you get what I'm saying. But this one is telling us that it's loaded, is with the consignment now. That's what this part is showing us. If you come and check another part here, another part is telling us about the what, trip allowance. Another part is telling us about the sales revenue for the consignment that are going. Why is this place critical? Is that before a truck even goes out, the business should know how much they are earning from it. That's why that you're not able to, one day we not engage the fleet manager or fleet personnel or professional in charge that don't ensure that you don't have breakdown this week, because like, they know how much that truck is going with. A truck cannot be going out to bring in 400,000 and incurring cost of 1 million, right? Or maybe drive anyhow, have bad tire accident or gas accident. Because why? This trip that you are going, you are just sending us 400,000. Don't go and bring a cost of 1 million to us. That is why that it is very good that the business have an estimated revenue, right? This part here now is showing us that the truck has been giving fuel. This is the place that I give you fuel. This is the kilometer that I covered and know, right? That's what this data. So what am I trying to tell us that this data is actually robust, even though we just said truck tracking data. But I just try to split it down. So in case we have a scenario like this to talk, let's examine all the columns there so that when we are speaking, we speak from the point that we really understand that data. Because if you don't understand the data, you cannot analyze it. That's where most issues comes, even for normal data analysts. You don't jump to analyze data. You don't jump to build dashboard. You first to do is understand that data. It's when you understand that data that you can derive insight from it. You can say, oh, I can measure this, I can try this, I can calculate this, I can analyze this. But if you don't understand the data, you don't understand what quantity deliver means, you don't know what this loading port means, then you want to analyze data, you might restrict all your analysis to just this area. Because why? You don't understand all the other part of this area. Why? Because you don't take your time to understand what they are doing. Like, see this place now, quantity load, quantity delivered. These are things that occur normally in logistic company. Maybe they loaded the truck Indomie of 1,000 packs. Upon delivery, you deliver 909, maybe 999, shortage of one, right? You know those things occurs in logistics now. You tell driver that monitor what they are loading for you. I don't want to hear they are loading it, they are just doing it anyhow. If you don't understand, tell them to pause. These are the things that we tell driver when I was in the warehouse, right? Be there. What they are loading inside of it, because at the end of the day, if any shortage comes in, you are the one that will pay, right? That's where this part is coming in. Am I making sense to us, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
basic calculation that we learn, right? Before I proceed is what we called count. Those basic words. We are not going too deep as a logistic professional. We'll do some, right? We do count, we do some, we do count A, right? We can check max, you can check minimum. These are maybe by next class, like I still remember more formulas that I feel we should know, but these are the key ones that we need to know. And I will just walk us through, and I will tell us when to use them, how to use them, right? And I'll paint scenarios when we use them as well. When you hear anything like count, it means you want to do something around 1, 2, 3. Example, how many trucks do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are words that let you know that you are counting. When you hear things around some, what is your total fuel that you consume today? At that one, you are now doing 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Sorry, it's plus that should be here or not equals to. Let's. I don't want to take much of our time. This is the difference between what count and sum. Sorry, this one should be count A. I'll tell us the difference later as we proceed. Is the difference between these counts and sum, is it clear to us, everybody, or is it not clear? Let me know if it's not clear. Let's talk. Oh, if it's not clear to us, let me know. Hello.
Yeah, okay.
Is it clear? Okay.
Yeah, yes, it's clear.
All right. So you just need to save the screenshots. Yeah. So when you are working with logistics, you can't escape these two particularly because you deal with things like how many of your vehicle are available, how many of your driver are available, how many driver this, how many driver this. Most of your work comes around this sum and count, right? And that's what we'll be dealing with here for start, right? When you talk of max, according to the name maximum, you want to know the highest. Oh, which truck took the highest for? Which truck brought in the highest revenue? What is the highest revenue earned today? What is the highest fuel collected today? Maybe you have truck that collected 1,000 liters, 500 liters, 200. So you might want to know at the end of the day, what is the highest fuel that you gave out today? You use this function called max. You want to know the minimum. You need to what? You need what? Mean. Why is this thing very critical for your operational efficiency? That's where it comes. If you are calculating, I don't know, sir, everybody used to dispense fuel in each of where we are working, right? For where I was working before, we have a 1 liter per 2 kilometer. I don't know if it has been changed now, sir. We have 1 liter per 2 kilometer, which is that for every 2 kilometer covered, you are expected to consume what? 1 liter. So it is this division, I think that division should be 0.5. This 0.5 will now be multiplied by the total distance that you are going. So you check your distance from your starting point A. I don't know if I'm right. If I'm wrong, you can let me know because starting point A, you check your telematics. I think people use telematics in companies, or you can check Google Map to your end point B, right? So you calculate how many distance from here to here. So whatever distance that is given, maybe 30 km, it is that 30 here now. You now say it equals to 30 times this. This is the fuel that you are going to give that driver, 15 liters. But you know that driver will always tell you that I need base fuel, I need chemical, I need this. You can now have maybe 3 liters or so. I don't know business, but I'm just trying to explain where all these things come in place in logistics, right? You cannot give that particular driver maybe 20 liters at the end of the day. That you know that you gave him 5 liters. So if that driver is now coming, not thinking that fuel, I only reach, let's say, we've seen different scenario for driver. You've not even gotten to half of the road. You say your fuel has finished. Fuel that's supposed to even normally took you to that location, but you call out for the road that fuel has finished. That kind of driver will pay for that excess fuel that is called. I don't know business policy differs, right? But I work a company that will tell you this is the distance that you are using. So if you like sell fuel on the road, if you like don't sell fuel on the road, follow this route. If you are changing route, you let us know. So when you are requesting for fuel, we can validate why you are requesting for fuel. Right? These are things that we put in place. But this might not be for more of logistics, right? It's more of data side, right? But for you to be able to understand, to analyze some of all your data to achieve operational efficiency, all these things I'm calculating here, they are very, very vital for you to know. You make profits, you need to know how you are giving your fuel to driver. You cannot just say driver is going from here to Lagos, or you are giving 600 liters. You must base it on why am I giving you 600 liters? Is the journey worth it, or you need more fuel? Because it's risky for both business and driver. If you are giving a driver fuel that is not enough, you are just calculating it in your end. From the look of things, you're supposed not to use than 15 liters. You just gave me 15 liters. Now vehicle stop in the middle of the road with a goods worth millions. You know, those kind of things that will affect the business image. If company partner that gave you concern might not want to trade with you again, you lost business. And also, if you are giving driver where you should have given the driver 10 liters, you go ahead because you are not data driven. You gave him 50 liters. Your driver just came back and gone back. He not tell you that, boss, I still have fuel inside my trucks. We all know how driver does, right? He just go again. He said he's going to sell the 40 liters, put money for pocket. At the end of the day, you just be telling me that you're not making money from logistic business because why, you are not tracking some parts that needs to be tracked. At the point you are giving out either money, either fuel, either spare part, everything, you should be able to track it. And that is where all these things comes in. Am I making sense to us or everybody? Am I making sense to us? Hello?
Yes, how are you?
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. James, you want to say something? I can see your hand is up.
Some of me.
Okay. All right, thank you guys. So that's where we are starting. So for example, for here now, who can tell us what are the columns that you think like we can sum? Me looking at this data now, where do you think we can sum? Where do you think we can sum? That I want to sum. Where and where do you think we can sum? Hey, that person should meet though, please. What can tell us where can we sum? I've explained some to us, but we can tell us where can we sum?
We can sum column N as
Okay,
quantity.
what then? Okay. Okay, which column again? Who else want to tell us? Which column can we sum?
Oh. No.
We are 30 in the class. We're 31 or minus maybe 2.
We
And
can
Mr. Light, we are
we can
29.
sum
We can sum column R.
column R. That's
Okay,
the
which
sales
column
revenue.
again? Okay, says
Sales
revenue. So why
revenue.
am I just asking that? I just want us to be able to understand that really we understood what I just said, right? So let's do it. So let's say, for example, these are the trip record, right? So want to know, oh, how much is the let's start from here. Let's say yes, we can sum column N, we can sum column O, we can sum column P, we can sum this, we can sum this, we can sum this, we can sum this, right? We can even sum this too, right? We can sum this column too, right? We can sum this column too. So let me chip it in and ask us a question before I go in. I want to know the actual distance cover of a truck. How will I get it? I want to know the actual distance cover of a truck. How will I get it?
So is it using this data or what?
No, just generally at work. How do you get actual distance cover for your vehicles?
So you have to calculate your startup mileage and then the end mileage. Then you
Exactly.
subtract, then you get the
Exactly.
distance covered. Right?
So that's exactly what I just wanted to hear. So let's say, for example, I want to check quantity loaded, right? I want to know the sum of quantity loaded. Quantity loaded. I want to know the quantity loaded, right? Quantity loaded. So when you want to write formula in Excel, first thing first you need to know is what equals to. Don't forget this part. You cannot write a function or formula in Excel without this equals to. You cannot. So equals to, then you type your sum, SUM. So as you are typing it, Excel will be giving you the list of all the formulas that contain this SU. You can see now S substitute, subtotal, sum if, sum SQ, different sum. But the one I wanted is here. Press your sum, then can press tab or double tap on this sum like this. The next thing you need to do is what? Is asking you for number, which means that you are telling Excel that you want to sum. Let's see. Can this what Excel is telling us? Add all numbers in a what? In a range of cell. How many of us can see that?
We can see it.
I think
So that's what it means. It means I want to add. Let's say, for example, I want to add value here. This is my number one. If you have more number that you want to add, you put comma. I want to add value here. If you have more number that you want to add, you put comma, you click it. If you are done, you will not put comma again. Then you just press enter. It's 0 here because there is no value. If I start putting value here now, 6. I start putting value now, 7. I start putting value now, right? This is just basic of how sum works. Before I'm using the main data set, I love to always use simple things that we can relate. Then we can now apply it to what? To a large data set, right? So which means that we are summing up all these values here, right? So we want to sum quantity loaded. I'm going to go to sum. Then my number is that quantity loaded column N. So this is my column. I can click this top here since I want to sum up everything, right? I can click here and I will tell us the difference as well, N to N. Then I can press my enter. Can you see now? This is the total quantity loaded. So I will explain to us, when you see N of N, means that what? I'm summing up the entire column. So which means that even if tomorrow I'm adding another value to the bottom, it's going to add up. If I'm deleting another value, it's going to add up. Let me show us what I'm saying. Let's say, for example, I'm having 89 here now, and I say is equals to sum. Then I click A of H here. Can you see now? I'm having what? 168, which is the sum of all this. If tomorrow your another truck went another trip, you are going to capture the quantity loaded, let's say 90. Can you see this place gets automatically added? That is because of what? I selected the entire column. It's different from when I did is equals to sum and I selected only this part here. Then I press my enter. But tomorrow another truck went, then I put 76. You can see this one gets added, but this one does not get added because why? The range that I specified for this one is just from what? From 5 to 9. Am I clear, everybody? Am I clear to us?
Yes, you're clear.
Yes. So I think I missed one part when I was explaining to us. This is where we mean column AD, which I'm sure we all know. Though when I say column in Excel, this is what we mean. When I say row, this is what we mean. So anywhere we are seeing number in your Excel is row. Anywhere you are seeing column is your what? Anywhere you are seeing column is your what? Is your column. Anywhere you are seeing AD, column A, column D is this. So when you are seeing your column and row, now form your cell value reference, or let me call it cell reference or cell value. For this 6 to sit here now is the combination of row 5 and your column AH. So that's why you notice that if you are performing calculation in Excel, you always refer to what? The A5, A2. That is why. Your cell here now is on column AH, row 5. So if you are performing any calculation, I say is equals to, let me just say is equals to this. What do you see? AH and 5, which means what? Column AH, row what? Row 5. So if you want it to be on this 76, now what do you say? You now say row 10. Can I erase this? So I can say A5 to AH10. Can you see now? That is the combination, right? If you say this one now, AF row 5 is going to give us another value. AF row 5. Let's say 5. Can you see now? Am I clear to us, everybody? Is it clear to us? Right?
Yes,
Are we really learning something?
yes.
We're
Okay.
learning.
Okay. So that's what this part means, because I think I skipped. Is a mistake though, and I mistakenly skipped that row and column. So when you are on screen now, maybe you don't understand, but I'm telling you that click column A2, click column A5. Don't go and be telling me you cannot see A5. Oh. You are looking for A5, you can't see A5. That's what I'm showing also. So know that A5 means column A, which is you can see here, then row 5, which you can see here. Right? So this is the total quantity loaded. What else do you think we need to do here is that we need to format it by using, Abu can tell us, is this 2 billion or 279,000 or 279 billion? Who can tell us what it is? Is it billion? Is it million? Is it thousand? Is it hundred? Who can tell us?
I
Million.
think billion.
Billion or million?
Billion.
Million. So you say it took us a few seconds to get that. Now, if I added my common separator, can you say that it's not billion? Can you say? So you can see what I'm saying about we as a data logistic professional, we surely surmount our, even me sef, I was even thinking is billion, millions. We are looking at the number, but you see the number now. It's just 279,000. It's not even up to million. Just because that value was not formatted, just because that value was something like this, me looking at it say, no, 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 no. This value is billion. It's not even million. But by the time we now start, by the time we now formatted it, now we not even notice that what. I mean, is this billion? Is this million?
Is million.
It's million.
Oh, it's
It's
million.
million.
9 million
Okay,
133,000.
200. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, so sorry, right. But just what I'm trying to point out was that when we do our work like this, it save us time to even our stakeholder that will be using our report to able to know that this is billion, this is million. Unlike if you have it in something like this that we had before, right? Something like this might be making us to think, is it 279,000? Or we try to be start counting it 1, 2, 3, comma 1, 2, 3, comma. You know they taught us in school now 1, 2, 3. They go, it's million. That's why this place is there for us to assist us, right? This is how you can sum it. So I'm sure we understand why I'm summing up N of N now. So if I add any value on the last row now, this place is going to get updated. So which means that as a logistic professional, if you have a monthly report or like your trip log, something like this, your list capture now, then you want to be measuring how much that you spent so far. This is where you can use this because you always have vehicle going on trips every time, and you always want this something like this. Trips achieve, right? Fuel consume, right? Fuel consume. What else can it even be? Allowance, maybe driver allowance. We give driver allowance, right? Maybe you are doing for month of February. You can create a summary here that can be telling you how many trips you've done for this month. You can create something like this so you can tell how much liter of fuel that you've consumed. You can do a fuel here that can give you how much allowance I've needed a driver. So let's say, for example, now a truck consume total fuel that you've consumed for so far is 1,500 liters. How can I get the cost of this fuel? How can I get the cost of this fuel? This 1,500 liters. How can I get the fuel cost of it? Who can tell us? Who can tell us? I consume 1,500 liters. So I want to know what is the cost of this. How am I going to know?
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Yeah, so based on the earlier explanation you gave using the previous company he works for, that would be dividing it by 0.5, which is the total number of liters they're expected to consume per kilometer.
Hmm. Okay, let me take opinion from another people. Who else wants to try? So we've consumed 1,500 liters. So I want to know the cost. Who can tell us the cost?
You multiply the liters with the amount of fuel per
Amount of what?
the amount, the fuel, the price, the fuel price.
Exactly. That's what
Cost
I
per
wanted
liter
to
that
get. Exactly. Cost per
1,000.
liter. That's just it. So one thing I wanted to add is that as a logistic professional, if you are integrating data analytics to your operation, we don't need to be brilliant. You don't need to be second class upper. We don't need to be first class. We don't need BSc. We don't need to have MBA. Integrating tech like this data analytics to operation is just logical reasoning. It's just what? It's just logical reasoning. Oh, we've consumed 1,500 liters. Okay, what is the cost of this total data? Just multiply by each of those liter costs, then you get your total cost. If I take this thing further and ask us that if our total liter consumed now is 1,500 liters, right? If I want to calculate average liter consumed, like who can tell us how do we get it? On an average, if the total we've consumed is this, on an average per liter, how much do we consume? Who can tell us? What is our average fuel consumption? Who can tell us? How do we get our average liter consumed? I'm just trying to instill in us how to be thinking like a data-driven logistic professional.
So you just divide it by the number of trucks that you fuel for this 1,500 liters.
Exactly. That's just how it is. So once you know the average liter you've consumed, you can now check, am I within range? Am I not within range? Is this my budget? Is this not my budget? Right? Because all these things is very key. When you notice your vehicle is breaking down, maybe due to carburetor, maybe oil filter, I've forgotten some of all these parts that are related to fueling system or fuel system in trucks, right? You're able to check, seems like I'm not fueling my vehicle very well. Like, let's say, for example, a truck, I think is it 20 base fuel? I can't remember we always give our fuel, 20-liter base fuel. Then if for normal truck, you always give them. If per your average now that they are consuming, you are not seeing 18 liters, show that you are short giving this your truck fuel now. Because fuel you are giving them, they're even plus their base liter now, it should be higher. Let's say, for example, you are seeing something around 25 liters, right? You can say, okay, it's still okay. Because if on an average you are consuming 25, that means that average out of this fuel maybe it's 20 liters. But somewhere what I'm saying is that these are the little attention that we can pay attention to manage our logistic operation to avoid vehicle breakdown, and we are managing the little resources we have to meet our targets. These are things I can put in place, right? These are things we can put in place. Let's continue, right? So I hope somebody by next week are able to ask us that what have you done with the little you've done in class. So I look forward to hearing a positive response from us before then, right? So this quantity loaded. Let's say want to check for allowance, trip allowance, we give driver money. If you don't want your driver to steal, at least let's say average driver not to steal, you need to give them their fuel money, their trip allowance, right? So once to know how much have you given driver so far now, it says equals to sum, then you find that column, right? You find that column, this column here. They can now do the X here. So this place now, this amount that we have here, I can just put in dollars. I don't want to go to Naira sign. I've shown us that one earlier. So as we are uploading this sheet now, this place will be what? Will be updated every day. So a data-driven analysis, and when you are presenting your reports now, you can present confidently. Total allowance we spent for our driver this week is this, total quantity loaded is this, total this is this. Not that you are waiting for an analyst to come and give small ones that you can do on your own. You can able to derive it, right? This is where the sum comes in. I'm just demonstrating only for two, right? We can do the rest on our own. And we have something here called quantity loaded versus quantity delivered. You can create a column. I think I didn't show us that part. You can insert a column. Let's say, for example, now, I want to do this calculation. I want to check for the variance, quantity loaded and quantity delivered. So I want it to be within here, all right? I can create a column. I can click and come insert sheet, insert column, right? Insert column sheet. Like you can see now it's inserting a column. The data is really huge. So I can call here quantity variance, right? I can say QTY variance. I'm sure we all know the meaning of variance now. So you are checking. Just like if you work in inventory too, I work in inventory before. We have something we call GNI, right? Is it GNI we call it? Return inward and return outward, right? You sent an item for me from your warehouse to my warehouse. I'm going to check your WB. I'm going to check your return inward or return outward, they call it. I've forgotten those now. We'll check how much do you say is inside that truck? 1,000. How much did we personally receive? 900. I can put it on your own that there is a variance of what? So that you're not going to be telling me in future that you send 1,000 to me, but me, I'm telling you already, I only receive 900, right? So if I want to check for those variants, I can say is equals to, you click this cell minus this cell. There are some you are seeing 0. Who can tell us why are we seeing 0? So let me try to test out why are we seeing 0 when we do the minus.
Because there are no variance. Quantity
There are no
loaded is
variance.
equal
So
to the quantity delivered.
exactly. So
No
now
value,
let's
no
filter.
value yet. No value.
So let's filter now. So let's filter now. Let's say all these negative that this are where they do not align. You can even filter to number. You can see I can say less than 0, right? Less than 0 will give me those from negative, right? So I can say less than 0. I'll just put 0 here and click OK. It's going to filter now. So these are those that can you see this one? Quantity loaded is 10,995. But later deliver what? 11,000. Can you see now? These are some of the things that comes in where there are issues. So you can, for business customer sake, you can call those suppliers depending on the nature of your business. I know if you are in oil and gas, some of these issues occur a lot. That the driver is supposed to deliver 10,000, is delivering 8,000. Those issues occur a lot. But this data is just for us to practice. It's not real. Right? It's not possible for you to load 11,000 cartons or something, you'll be delivering 20,000, right? I just try as much as possible to get a data set around logistics, right? So if you are presenting your report for the week now, you can present something around this that, oh, this week we noticed that total quantity loaded is this, total delivery is this, our value that was delivered was very high. Hey, maybe management to management will call that company that check your staff on the front line that are loading. They are loading excess. I'm sure if you have been in inventory before, you know what excess means. You know, I've been in inventory before. I paid. I'm sure Mr. Shakiru, I think Mr. Shakiru didn't work with us in New Garage. I paid. All of us in inventory, we pay because we cannot find stuff because excess went out. So these are things that if it's under us, we track, right? Somewhere around, like let's say like my TSL operation now, and they are loading you, you'll be there. But if you are working with FMCG related now, maybe you can have your only just to monitor vehicles. You don't need what is being loaded. But if you are working around maybe oil and gas now, you deal with this quantity. Right, but B2B e-commerce is another unit that deal with quantity. You're only just to manage driver and give them trucks. But another part of logistics, manage this exact quantity loaded, right? So that's why I just try as much as possible to see that this data cut across areas around supply. So it's not specific only for logistics. It should be able to involve procurement and all, right? So everybody can be able to, even if you are not being sensitive to some of these things, right? For Monday, we are at work now. You can start tracking it. You can start even tracking and start tracking your driver's attendance. You can start tracking your fleet availability on your own, right? That's what we have to achieve with this, right? So you can see now, you can sum the total quantity loaded, you can see the total quantity delivered. Then you can see, yes, you want to say something?
So I have a question. I want to ask. I wanted to ask. Sorry, how did you do that in less than 0? That's
Okay. Yeah. That's why I said that it was the filter and sort that I taught us then. So come here, do number filter. You know, the other time I showed us was the filter of checking 1 or checking 2. But this time around now, I want to do less than. You can see. You can see many of them here. Is it clear?
yes. Thank you.
So you can do greater than, you can do everything here. Those options are there. So the reason why I'm doing less than, I'm sure we understand, because once it is 0 means that actual quantity loaded equates quantity delivered. So when it does not equate it, it will definitely be less than. So that is why I'm able to do this less than. Right, that's able to do this less than. Right, so you can sum up all these things and get their variance. Then let's go to our data now. Let's go to our summary that we are creating by this site. What's our time? My time has gone. Hey, If not cover much, you. I hope we really learn something though. So let's say, for example, I want to check for loaded, that's loaded and delivered. That's so just want to track it. Just for us to, because it's not like that I want to be writing big formula in Excel comes in. If I want everybody to be writing big formulas, I should be able to show small ones so that you can say, oh, Excel is not even hard. I can even do it. But if I start from I one, look up this one, everybody I talk calm. This Excel no be for me. This one no be for, because I intentionally say let me start from these small ones, right? So that we can able to pick it up. So, and I do quantity loaded, I do the sum. This is the total sum of quantity loaded. Then I do for quantity delivered. So quantity delivered is the one next to it. So this is the quantity delivered, right? This quantity. So what I did there was just to drag. There's something called cell reference. Maybe when I start taking us higher something, I'll be able to explain to us. Excel has been programmed to move data dynamically. And what am I saying? If you have 1 here, you have 4 here, you have 7 here, you have 6 here. If I do my sum, like I say, is equals to this plus this, I'm having 5. If I drag it down like this, Excel will automatically change its position. If you notice, this cell now is on what? AJK7. But by the time I drag down, it's now on AJ8. It has changed from year to year. So likewise, if you are summing up by column, I've already explained to you what is column, which means I want to move from year to year. So if I sum year till year, what I did now is was 7 plus 1, 8. So if I drag this thing now to this place, it automatically move to year. 7 plus 1, 4 plus 5. That is what I did here. So if I'm on N, but because I already dragged to my year, it's going to change to O. Is it clear, everybody? What I did there, is it clear to us?
Yes.
Okay, so that's
Yes,
the
very
things I
clear.
want. Okay, great. So yeah, now I want to calculate my variance now, right? I can say variance, right? So I can say it's equals to quantity loaded minus quantity here. So you can see now we have a difference of 69,813. That is, which means that they deliver more. That company that send this goods, want to get gbese just a practice, right? So these are things that we need to be checking on our own. So which means that you will bill a goods of 292 loaded, but you are delivering 2792, which means you have delivered more. So maybe the inventory or the storekeeper or the verification people, they've loaded excess. So I know that this inventory is always in and out. Those companies that loaded this vehicle now, they will have shortage of this amount in their stock. The issue now is that they will not even know where to track it to, because if they are supplying to multiple people, it will be difficult to even now track, right? I'm just trying to share with us in the real world. Right? If you are one company and you are supplying like 100 company now, you load the SSs out. This one is the SSs that they load to you. They will still load to other companies like that too, right? So these are things that we can put in place to optimize our work, right? Let us do one more function, then I pause for question and answer, and that is count. So if at the end of the day now we want to count, oh, how many trip did I do today? How many vehicle did I fuel today? How many vehicle broke down today? What else can we do, self? How many vehicle document expire today? How many days? How many that? Right? That deals with what count. What is the difference between these two? Is that this other one we call it count A. This count A has the capability of what? Counting both numbers, both alphabets, both signs, both symbols, special character, and all. This count A can count it. But this other count here can only count number 0 to 1 million, 0, 9. That is only this one can count. Something like this place now, you can count it, it will go. But something like iodine energy here now, this count, let me move it away. This count will not count it because here is an alphabet, but this only counts numbers, right? But this count A here can count anything. So anyone that comes in handy for you, and also for you to know the meaning, like for you to also know the meaning. That's what it does here. This one counts only numbers. Let me put it in front. Only numbers. And this one counts all. Let me just use all. And let's test it. Then after this, we call it a day. So let's say, for example, we want to know how many trips or how many logs do we have, right? I can count maybe the truck number. If you want to count column, ensure that you are counting a column that is valid, right? There are some columns that trip might occur, but there might not be value for them. Example now, maybe driver allowance. Where is the column? So this driver allowance. A driver can go on a trip and not give him allowance. Why? Because maybe you've given him double before. So if you're counting trip allowance now, but total number of your trips, you'll be getting wrong value. You know, maybe a driver is supposed to collect 10,000, but you mistakenly send 20,000 to that driver. You know, you can't tell that driver to refund, right? Because you know that he will still go on that trip subsequently. So you can just tell me like, you should hold it. So if it's going on another one now, this particular column here will be empty. So if you are not counting how many trips you've done, if you are counting this column now, you are going to get wrong value. So when you want to count a valid column. You cannot count issuing station now, for example, because like a driver might not collect fuel. Maybe he has already collected fuel that will last him for a week. Like we did when I was in Ibadan. You can give driver fuel for 2 days, 3 days. So if you want to count trip now, you cannot come and count issuing station because he's not collecting fuel. So you can count something around vehicle number. You can count maybe loading date, right? Because whatever means that they've loaded you can count it as part of our trip from our own side. What I'm just saying is, let's say that we should know a column to count when we are counting our values, when we are doing our analysis. So I want to know the number of trips that have been done. I can say it's equal.
Am I the only one that can't hear him, or is my network?
Let's move on. Let's move on.
I think Mr. Paul is off. Please confirm if you can hear me. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you, Mr. Paul, for that wonderful session. Like I mentioned from the start, this is just a conversation. Please confirm, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Yes, like
Yeah,
I said, we are going to be having more of this. This is just a conversation starter. This will continue again tomorrow, exactly 3 p.m. We could have covered more, but we noticed some participants came in late. So please, let's endeavor to join early tomorrow, 3 o'clock, same time, 3 p.m. That's West African time. I believe that is 1500 hours, just for our other participants that are joining from other countries. Because I know we have some from Kenya, some from Uganda also, I believe. So please, I have dropped the data set on the WhatsApp group so we can also look at it and then see what we can make do of it. You can drop the question in the WhatsApp group, and I assure you that each and every one will be looked at so that we can get the best out of this. If you also have contributions, if you have comments, you can also drop it on the WhatsApp group. Tomorrow, the class will be taken by one of our facilitators also, Mr. Gideon Adedigba. And that would also be an insightful and exciting class as well. Once again, I want to say thank you to everyone that have taken their time to join, seeking for knowledge. I hope at the end of the sessions, we would be better than how we joined. Thank you very much, everyone. I don't want to delay us a minute more so that we can go back to our respective duties and tasks. Thank you once again. We'll meet again tomorrow, same time. Enjoy the rest of the day, please.
Thank you, sir.
I go admit you. Class will not finish. You talk admit. I will admit you. You're welcome. Eh?
Okay, please don't wait for that.
Welcome. Welcome. Let's see first living. Admit.